for that. Am I muted yet? Hey, Daniel. Daniel has audio. You don't have audio on that meeting.
Well, Rajesh is in this one.
Yeah, Billy's in this one too. Hi, Rajesh.
Yeah, I just clicked the link in the text message. I didn't know if it was the same one.
Yeah, they were having trouble, so I figured, we just on them all on the link in the text message would probably be easier. And, I don't know what just happened there, but I don't know where everybody else is at.
They're using the link that was already open.
Yeah, I think I should switch to that one.
Okay, well, if it's open, we'll switch to that one.
All right. I'll leave this one in.
Okay.
Now let's see, end it. Yeah, there we go.
Oops. Hey. Rajesh, you're muted.
Okay.
Daniel is Jacksonville Range. Daniel, you there?
It says he's there.
Yeah, I don't see him yet. I don't hear him yet. Participants.
You still hear me? Am I still here?
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah, I just don't have any video. That's the problem.
Daniel's muted, and you got to go into your selections and open your video and your audio.
Yeah, I tried to open it. It says I am unable to access the camera. After my Android updated a few days ago, it messed up everything.
Uh-oh.
Well, if we're fine, we don't miss seeing your beautiful face.
I can see Connor's. I can see yours there, Justin. But
okay, now let me send that link to the. Boom. All right.
Yeah,
so
I tried to link off of the. Yeah, I tried the link off of the text message and the link off of the my email that you sent, and both of them give me the same results.
That's fine. You're in the meeting. It's okay. You don't have to worry about a picture.
Yeah, I just soon not have them up. Photograph up there.
Billy, I got your audio, so you're good.
Yep.
Right. All right, so I can bring the agenda back up on my phone now. There we go. I've got the agenda where I can read it. That's 7 minutes after. Is Jan not going to join us?
I see there for Bill and Jacksonville Range, which I'm guessing is just the recording platform. But I don't see Jan in there.
Yeah, that's just the recording of the host. Right?
Oh, now Adam's gone.
I think he might have hung up in order to call Jan. Or might have disconnected himself in order to call Jan.
Yeah, maybe.
He should be back any second.
Mm.
Hey, Rajesh, are you gonna open your audio?
I only open it when I need to talk.
Okay, that's fine. There's Adam back again. Did Jan say he's jumping in?
Adam says
Nothing's working now.
nothing
Huh.
working.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh, is he gone again?
Well, he was there, and then he looks like he was. I thought he was back. Hey, Connor.
Yeah, I've just been here chilling.
Okay, it must have been the old link that opened up. So we don't know whether Jan's joining us or not.
I am unsure.
Let me text him and find out what's going on with him. Give him a couple of minutes to respond. He may be having the same problems. I don't know. He may be over in the other meeting. Huh.
This is the first time I've run into any kind of a Zoom problem. Usually it works right off.
Yeah. Let me, at the risk of him freaking out, I'm going to call him.
I hope I have enough bandwidth to continue this. My wife is working a Zoom right now as we speak.
Yeah, my link is not as strong, but hey, Jan, are you able to join the meeting? We sent out another link to open it, and we're in that link right now. Yeah, that's the website one, yeah. Yeah.
You got the agenda popped up there. Yeah, I got a copy of it in front of me.
All right, I got it.
There you go. All right, Jan's here. Fantastic. All right, so everybody can read the agenda?
I can.
Good, good. Oh. Let me go back to my email so I can read it on my screen. There we go. All right, so we're calling the meeting to order at 8:13 p.m., May the 20th, 2025. We have myself, Connor Reese, Billy Griffin, Jan Harris, Daniel Lewis, and Rajesh Verma as members of the meeting.
Where's Adam?
And Adam was in the meeting, and I think Connor's checking with him now. Okay, well, he says he's on the. So tell him to join the regular Zoom link from the web page, Connor. Hello. There's Adam. All right, so Adam is now in the meeting with us. Perfect. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay. All right, so once again, we've called the meeting to order at 8:15 on the 20th of May, 2025. The written agenda is copied on the screen. I'm going to say that because we have other business to discuss, that we forego any reading of the minutes or any of the treasury reports so that we can discuss the topics on the agenda. Does anyone have an objection to that?
Nope.
Not hearing then anyone, then we'll go ahead. So item number one, you may have already received and read the possible updates to the bylaws as suggested by our friend WZ. What's his call sign, Jan?
K4ZSA, Brian.
Brian, thank you. K4ZSA. And yeah, so
No.
it does clarify a few of the wording things. It does add First Coast Amateur Radio as a corporate name, and there's some. I'm going to page 2. Since we don't have auto patch, we're going to delete that from 1.03. There is an item in 1.05 that talks about sharing of assets upon dissolution. I think that refers to just as to a original donor. So if someone gifted the use of equipment, it unless we return it to them, if it's still in use, then it's going to be considered.
No.
That's not the right answer.
No, I'm sorry. My dog's trying to raise hell. Trying to tell my dog to be quiet and not talking to you.
Right. So anyway, anyone that gifted an item to the association, it is a gift and is not going to be returned to them unless the board votes to do that. Not an auto, so it takes out the language, making it automatic. So unless they ask for it back, I don't think that'll be an issue. 2.02, they talk about calling additional meetings.
Can you share your screen that you're looking at?
Yeah, that would be great.
I just see topics.
Um, I don't know if I can hold it up and be able to read it, or if I can find it as a file. Connor, how did you add in your the agenda?
Oh, I just I'm using my phone, so I took a screenshot of that snippet of the email, and then I just cropped the top and bottom off of it, and then just there's a little share button down in the little the little bar at the bottom.
No,
There's a little
not yet.
share button, and you can just go and
Yeah, I'll eat some of it.
Google Drive, Box, website URLs, Dropbox, stuff like that, photos.
Sure.
Oh, I can't hear Dan now.
Dan, mute your mic.
Let's see if I can pull it up into Docs. It's not loading as a Zoom doc. No, that means I want to create a template and everything like that. I don't have that already created. Connor, can you work on that? Bringing that up.
Yeah, what are you looking at? Where can I access it?
Dan, did you send a copy to Connor? I'm sorry, to Adam or to Connor?
I sent him to Adam. I guess he's having technical difficulties, but I'm trying to think. It's an email, so let me see if I can open the email and then share the screen.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
I've got them open in front of me.
Adam does. Okay.
Oh, there he is. Where'd you come from?
I snuck in here.
So while we're playing with that, the item 2.02 talks about the scheduling of meetings in the 3-day period, and they were trying. It looks like that it was trying to sort through the soup of the language, just to say that additional meetings can be announced by the president, and the purpose of that meeting will be given, and time of that meeting will be given in the notice. Because it's a 6-line paragraph that describes the 3-day notice and all that kind of stuff is almost unreadable. We can keep moving while we're waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm working on it and I'm listening.
Under elections, there were it says the president of the association under item 3.02, the president shall appoint a nominating committee consisting of full members and announce at the regular meeting in the month of September. There was the comment as to whether or not that the members of the in other words, all they're saying is all you have to do is announce the members of the nominating committee for whoever's agreed to serve. And then the next item, 3.03, says that members are permitted and encouraged to add additional nominees for election in addition to the ones that are offered by the nominating committee. That's always been the case. You can nominate from the floor in addition to any already nominated candidates for the positions that were derived from the committee. And then the very next item, 3.04, says the election of officers, it excludes the by full members, because we've already said that, the voting members are full members. It just simplifies it down to the election of officers shall be by secret ballot, which makes sense.
It doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to figure out how to share that. If anybody would like me to send it to him, I can. It's just his comments and a copy of the bylaws.
Right. Yeah, we can circulate we're probably not gonna vote on any changes to the bylaws until we've notified the general membership.
Wasn't that the point of this?
Right, to sort through it, and then we have to bring those suggestions to the general meeting, if I understand it, in order for them to agree by a majority vote.
Well, I think the big thing while we're talking about memberships is we have lifetime members, but nowhere in the bylaws does it say anything about lifetime members or anything. It says membership is to be paid in a lump sum due every year. And, that seems fishy to me. There's no record, evidence, rule, price, rate, you know what I mean? No addendum where we used to do that. We don't anymore. It's just not mentioned, but we have lifetime members somehow.
I agree, and that was what I was gonna definitely bring up either now or in the new business.
I got you. Sorry, it was concerned while you were talking about members.
Only because I'm going down the list of the changes. I guess what I should just say is that we'll send copies of the proposed changes to everyone on the board that have not already received them. And I apologize for you not having copies in front of you, but I thought I had all of you in my contact list, but I'll make sure that I send it over. Anyway, most of the language in the proposed changes is just trying to clean up the wordiness of the current bylaws. once you all have copies of that and can review it, then you can weigh in on the already proposed changes. But Jan's right, we do need to address the issue right now of are we going to add to, in addition to these changes, add to the bylaws to create, allow, or have lifetime members. Dan, I was trying to remember exactly when we did this, and I know we did not add it. We did not add it to the bylaws. It was a one-time limited offer. Do you remember any more of the details about that?
Can you hear me, Justin?
Yep, I'm asking you. Do you remember any more of the details about? I know we announced the lifetime membership at the general meeting, but we never added it to the bylaws. Can you help me remember when it was we did that?
We never added it to the bylaws.
You're right. I know we didn't. When did we create the lifetime membership?
We never created it. We run a special.
A special, okay.
We had a vote at a general meeting, and all the members agreed to do a special. I think it was like a month or 3-month special. And I think we extended it for a month or 2 or 3. I don't remember. That was back on, let's see. October of 2019.
Yeah,
when we did that.
I knew it had been a while. So
So-
Jan's suggesting that we entered into the bylaws so that we have proof that we offered it in case someone gets nosy and decides to ask.
We could make a lifetime membership. Just have to put a price tag on it and add it to the bylaws underneath the section of the memberships. Put a definition of what a lifetime member is and what it costs. One-time
Right.
payment of whatever makes you a lifetime membership.
Okay, we can describe it, but what do we do to either grandfather in or allow for those that have already believe that they're lifetime members?
Well, they're already on the roster, and that should be recorded in any previous minutes
Right.
from those club meetings where the club voted to do that.
So from a parliamentary standpoint, would add just simply adding the description of the lifetime membership and cost into the bylaws, along with any other edits for the membership to approve, would that be enough?
You have to look at the bylaws and see if what the bylaws state about changing or amending the bylaws.
Right.
And have to follow the guidelines, whatever the bylaws states, how to change them or add or whatever.
I've been looking through that and
well, if there's nothing there, then we can the club just take it to a general meeting and get everybody's vote to vote on it.
the only thing that it says is item 12.01 under amendments. These bylaws, and I'm reading exactly, these bylaws may be amended by a 2/3 or majority of the full members, right, present at any regular monthly meeting.
There you go. Then you just found the bylaw that states how the amendments and bylaws will be changed. And so
Right.
you have to bring it up to the club meeting. It doesn't state anything about it's got to be announced in advance or anything like that.
Right. I'm
I'm asking for anybody that wants to follow along with the bylaws. you just go to our website,
Mm-hmm.
and in our website, there's on our homepage underneath the home tab,
Right.
it's about the fourth item down. It says fifth item down, bylaws. Click on that link, it brings up our bylaws.
Yeah, the only thing it doesn't do is review the proposed changes, but I'm going to send a copy from my email to everyone else in the,
Yeah, it says, like you said, the bylaws may be amended by a 2/3 majority of full
Mhm.
membership presence at any regular monthly meeting.
Right.
Does not say that.
Yeah, just send an email to to Adam and let him blast the club.
That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, just to be fair to everybody, make sure. Well, it does say you have to be a member, not
Yep.
just somebody at the meeting. And so you can't have 100 people at the meeting. And what's it say, 2/3? You got to have
2/3. I know.
66 and 1/3 or 2/3 of the
They
people
have to
there.
be. They have to be. They have to be current members, right? And all.
Yeah, so you got to find out how many people of those 100 people are actually members, and those people are the only people that you can count. So if there's only 50 people that's actually members, then you only have to have 2/3 of 50, which would be what, 33 people.
Right.
So you'd have to have 33 people that would vote to approve to make any amendments to your bylaws, even though there's 100 people there.
Right.
It's only 2/3 of full membership present at any meeting. And so to change range bylaws is pretty easy according to what it states here. But to be fair, I would send out a notice to every member that say next month we're going to be voting on this. You might want to show up to make your vote count. If you're not there, your vote won't count.
Right.
And it doesn't say it's got to have any quorum. So if there's only 4 people there, if 3 of those 4 people vote, you just had 75 people change the bylaws of Jacksonville Range Association. That's all it takes. 4 people show up, 3 people vote to approve it. Bylaws have been changed. And according to what the laws stay here in our bylaws, that's all it takes. And that would be 75%. That would be more than 2/3. 2/3 is 66%. 66 and 2/3. So yeah. So you got to make sure everybody knows that we're voting on changing the bylaws, and please show up to the meeting if you want your input to have anything to count towards anything. Otherwise, the laws are written out right there, easy peasy, and you don't even have to notify anybody. It doesn't say you have to notify in advance that you're going to change the bylaws. I know some of the clubs says you have to make a motion to change the bylaws of this meeting, but you can't change them. And then you have to wait till the next meeting and notify everybody by mail, in mail, like postage mail. But ours doesn't say that. So we can easily change the bylaws. But yeah, it's right there, nice and easy. Yeah, I've got my receipt where I paid my lifetime membership right here, and it was dated.
One quick question, Billy. Tell me your email address so I can verify it.
Billy L. Griffin at bellsouth.net.
I got yours. Okay. Rajesh, are you still RV49er@gmail.com?
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Connor, are you still Connor Hanks Senior, one word, @gmail.com?
It's well, yeah, Connor Hanks R, but yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah, Connor Hanks R @gmail.com. Okay, I got
Yep.
that. All right. And Adam, are you still Adam at ultrasoftpressurewashing.com?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, I'm sending the proposed changes right now.
Okay. Yeah, I have a copy if it's the same one, or are we editing as we go? And
Oh, I'm just reading it because not everyone had a copy.
oh, okay. I've got a copy of it.
You do? All right,
Yep.
fine.
Yep, I've got it right in front of me.
Jan, you're kg4btk@gmail.com.
Yeah,
kg4btk.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, has anybody received anything yet in your email?
Yeah, my email comes in on my phone and I can't go back and forth on it. I don't have a separate computer fired up.
All right, if somebody doesn't get it, I will resend it once we finish the meeting. Anyway, so, all right, so we've discussed the manner of changing the bylaws in order to include the lifetime membership. Um, I can draft the addition for that and then send it to everybody. So we believe that we can make just as we present it to the general membership for the 2/3 vote, we'll just say that, hey, we should have it was done by voice vote, but it needs to be added to the bylaws. That and along with any of the other changes that we approve to the bylaws are going to be voted on tonight.
Yeah, just
Then open it up for discussion if anybody wants to go, wait, what are you talking about? We can just just say, yeah, we had a vote back in 2013, you said?
19.
14? Dan?
what's that?
That was
2019.
2019, I'm sorry.
When
Yeah,
we started the special for the membership.
Right, we had a limited time offer to create when we found that we needed to add that to our bylaws. This, along with any of the other changes that we've reviewed, are available for viewing. If you want copies, we'll give it to you, but we can either vote at the time that we present it or we can vote it at a subsequent meeting.
Yeah. We wouldn't have to put a date when it was added, but we do need to come up with a definition of what a lifetime member. So go back up here and look at memberships, full memberships has full voting rights. Association shall hold an amateur license. Associate members is available with non-licensed people with no voting rights. So yeah, you'll have to get together with Adam or email back and forth and see how you want to word it. Say lifetime membership will be essentially a full membership with everything associated with a full membership.
Right.
Only thing different is your dues are paid for the lifetime. Dues never come due and your membership never expires. And back then when we did it, it was $60, one-time $60 payment.
I'm writing that down, right? $60. Okay.
I don't know if that's what
that's not what we're gonna keep up with.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to keep it at that, if you wanted to raise it to something other than that.
How about instead of even putting a price, how about we put, that lifetime memberships are offered when we see fit and they are subject to change and only be offered for limited times? Or
that sounds really
I'm putting it in layman's terms, but can we put it in such a way that we give ourselves the ability to open up lifetime memberships when we want and close them when we want and price them how we want?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, this
just
is,
do it as by a vote of the board only.
well,
It's
what you
just
could do is
find the
maybe
proper wording to say that, you know, they can and sometimes and are offered occasionally.
maybe use it as a promotional thing at the first of the year when everybody's membership comes to be renewed. You're having to pay $20 or 10 if you're a senior. Lifetime membership would be more leaning towards younger people. That's going to be paying 10, 20 years or more. So it's going to benefit them to get a lifetime membership other than someone like myself or Billy. You wouldn't pay $150 for lifetime membership if you think you're going to die in 2 years. You
Well,
just
I
pay
know
the
I've
$10 a month or
What if
year.
we offered something like a decade type thing, so where you pay once when you renew your license?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe do it beginning of the year, offer that, say, in January or February, or January and February. Open up the chance to purchase a lifetime membership just a few months out of the year.
Yeah,
And then
speaking of
lifetime
which,
memberships could be issued by board members upon a vote for somebody that makes a $500 donation or any notable donation to the club.
speaking of
The members,
February, weren't there a lot of people who were supposed to pay their dues February 1st?
I have to look here in the bylaws. If
I think
renewals
that's
got
when
people,
the
the
March
rosters
or
must be
February
cleaned out.
1st.
Yeah, we actually just went through all the people who have paid, at least that we know of. I got an email for one person who said he paid and is not on the list. I got to research to find his stuff. But we did just go through all of the memberships, and that was sent
Who's
out in
that?
it was also sent out in the email stating that if their dues haven't been paid within the next week for this year, they're going to be removed from the roster. So the roster and everything is getting cleaned up as we speak.
Who are you saying? Who is we?
Myself
Adam.
and Dan.
Okay.
Well, Adam.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I mean, I went through all of it. I went through all of the emails and all the payments for dues and everything, and made sure that people who were not on or who had paid and were not on the roster got included on the roster. And then I sent out an email for the people who have not paid for this year, or it's actually in the same email that was for this meeting. It states that the people who have not paid for this year, if they don't pay within the next week, they're going to be removed from the roster.
I got you. When was the due date? March 1st? You remember?
I'm looking for it now.
I'm just more or less curious, but I think it's early spring regardless.
Yeah, it's end of March or April. It's when the purge supposed to be happening of the roster. But yeah, you need to determine what you want to make the lifetime membership for. If you want to offer it all the time, or if you want to just do it certain month of the year. And if you want to make it available where the board members could actually vote for any special thing that somebody has done for the club that you want to make them a lifetime membership that the board members could vote for, and give a lifetime memberships away for doing something like that.
I say we word it appropriately to where we leave ourselves the ability to open it and close it as we see fit, or adjust it, the prices or whatever. You know, myself.
I'll try to wordsmith something that satisfies all of that. The one suggestion I think that made a lot of sense was that if you've been paying dues for the last 10 years, that you be continuously that you be granted a lifetime membership because you've paid enough in those dues to equal whatever we decide as a price.
Nah,
that doesn't. Yeah,
no. If you're gonna pay lifetime memberships, you need to got to do it on your own and do it in advance. You don't earn that. The only way you earn it is the board members vote to give you a lifetime membership because you've done something for the club and they're going to recognize you. You don't earn it by just paying your membership dues for the last 20 years.
Like you spent 50 to 100 hours climbing bridges for us or something.
Exactly. Just because you've been a member for 20 years, we're not going to make you a lifetime member. You got to,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
You're gonna pay your dues to be a member. Period. It would save your money if you went ahead and bought a lifetime membership in advance.
All right, so I'll back up to it then. I'll just
Wow.
come up with a language that says that the board will
You want to encourage people to get a lifetime membership because it will save them money on membership if they're planning on being a member of the club for an extended period of time.
so the board reserves the right to offer lifetime memberships.
Yeah, maybe we could prorate them according to age. You know, if somebody is up in age, maybe they can get a little bit of a discount versus somebody who's in their 30s and gonna be a member a hell of a lot longer. Perspective, you know, in perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
Just a
maybe just
thought.
reserve them for members that are senior
Yeah,
citizens.
senior discount. Yeah, absolutely.
Senior
Okay.
discounts like 50% off. So you could do that.
Yeah, exactly. And
If
then
you're
they
over
don't
a
have to
certain
climb
age,
the bridge.
then your lifetime membership would only be half the cost.
You have to jump off the bridge.
Now, wait a minute. I'm a senior. I'm in that category. I'm not jumping off a bridge.
We'll let you just drive across the bridge.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, I can do that.
That
There you
excludes
go.
people like Terry. He can't see to drive. He's not a
If
member.
you're
but-
50, you get 15% off. If you're 75, you get 45% off. If you're 90, you get it for 95% off.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've just seen the bylaws has a membership section, which gives definition of the members.
Right.
And then you have a due sections. So we'd have
Yeah.
to include a due section, which would have the dollar amount of what a lifetime membership would cost.
Yeah, we'll have to bring that into play on the under the dues section, section
Yeah,
7 of the bylaws.
And I've run into this. It says all dues shall be considered earned and therefore non-refundable. But somebody made a mistake and clicked a button on the PayPal
Right.
to have the membership renew and automatically. And 1 year renewed and they got upset and complained because they didn't want to renew it. And PayPal refunded them their money. Well, that shouldn't have happened because, well, we can't control what PayPal does. And they didn't mean to click that box.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Normally when and I've been through this, when there's a dispute between a seller and a buyer and PayPal reviews it, they're supposed to contact the offerer or the seller to give them a chance to respond. I don't know what email address PayPal actually has, but if you do not respond, then PayPal just says, okay, you get whatever you want.
Yeah.
They consider a non-response by the offerer that as proof that the refund should be given. So
Yeah,
but
for the membership, and I think that's addressed further down in this file, but there's nothing there defining what, and it should. Well, I think we just covered that we need something that defines what a lifetime member is under
Right.
under class of membership, and
and-
also student membership.
Yeah, student membership. And are we getting rid of the 7.05 altogether?
Student memberships should already be in here, I thought.
We're talking about getting rid of it.
And are we supposed to be clearing out our 7.09? membership and privilege shall be removed. All removal shall be effective on February the 28th of each year for non-payment of dues for that year. So we're way behind on clearing the roster.
Yeah, February 28th, it says. Yeah, it just,
Okay.
the thing I was making a point about, that it does say something about student members in another place in the bylaws, but I think there needs to be a line item under membership defining student members.
Student members is 7.03 in the current bylaws.
Yeah, but I think he's right. I think it's mentioned somewhere else oddly.
Yeah, student members is essentially the same thing as senior members, other than the age. Student members should be any student, any person that in college.
7.05. Did we agree to just remove that, omit that? Talking about outside of telephone privilege range.
There's been no mention of it. You're bringing it up now.
7.05 members relocating outside of the association's local telephone exchange, as then defined by the Board of Trustees, will retain then existing membership privileges until annual renewal. Upon renewal, the relocated member may apply for special non-voting membership at 50% of the regular member dues. If such membership is chosen, auto patch privileges will be extended during visits to the area.
Yeah. Definitely the auto patch needs to get out of there, but you're proposing that 7.05 be
omitted
entirely?
I think it's
Yeah,
too
'cause
complicated.
they can be a
It's too
member.
complicated for something that's outdated and gone.
And not only that, they can be a member regardless of geographical location. And, you know, I'd say they just pay the same dues as everybody else. If they're a member, they're a member. They can
Okay.
still vote. They just have to come by Zoom meeting to vote.
Yeah. And
I got it.
you don't
Now that
want to,
yeah, now that we have Zoom technology, they can still participate in the meeting. So I agree
Yeah.
with Jan's proposal that 7.05 is outdated.
yeah, you don't want to remove a bylaw. What you want to do is strike it out. Just put a line through everything and put a date on it stating.
So the
All
whole
right,
board
line
agrees
it
on that
out.
then?
Yeah.
Line it out as of a date. Okay.
Yeah. That way it's still on record that it's there and it can still be seen. It's just no longer.
Yeah,
active.
so we're not hiding anything.
Exactly. You don't remove stuff. It just,
Okay.
it's
Think so.
amended.
Yeah, I
It's
think
struck
they
out.
removed some stuff that in the past and it was not done that way. So yeah, I think that's a better way to do it.
Yeah, it's just struck out. It's not active anymore, but it's still there. So
There's still a
can
record
see.
of it. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
back to the lifetime membership, 7.01 says dues shall be set by the Board of Trustees at its regular meeting in October for the following year. That was proposed that it
Yeah,
that
we
it
could
changes,
establish.
it adds some sort of a new definition of membership, but
Well, we could also kind of sculpt that into, you know, every year in October we decide what we want to do for the possibility for lifetime membership specials, whatever, right?
Well, that's it. If you wanted to change the dues, if you wanted to go up or down.
oh, I see.
That's-
Yeah, because
you wanna change it.
they were talking about deleting or changing the word regular member because that's the only place that regular member appears in the
Versus full member. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
gotcha.
But the second part is that we have a regular monthly meeting in October to decide the dues, which that's fine too. It doesn't
Yeah, it's just saying dues shall be set by the
right.
Board of Trustees at the regular monthly meeting in
That's
October.
fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I think what he's bringing up there is that it Well, it says, at its regular month, the board at its regular monthly meeting. Okay, because I think what he was saying is that was defining our fourth quarter meeting as being in October.
There you go. That you're correct. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you want to change your due price or your due structure.
And you see right there, it says dues are due before the regular monthly meeting in January.
Right.
Yep.
I guess that's to give people time to digest whether there's going to be a change. So
It
when it
says
says
to be
set by
tendered.
when it says dues be set by the board, should it say be announced by the board at the October meeting?
Yep. That's if you're going to change them.
Or we just change that line to say, at the board's fourth quarter meeting. So that way it's not defined as having to be in October.
That's not a regular monthly meeting.
Yeah, it says general
changing.
meeting would mean
You don't want to be
everybody,
changing too
club
much
meeting.
here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what way it's written now.
Well, my question is, I saw you guys were talking about April, and then I saw something about February 28th, the dues got to be paid. And then I see right here, each regular member shall pay annual dues to be tendered in full at or before the regular meeting of January. So I see like 3 different times that dues are due.
Yeah, dues are prorated. It's spelled out right there.
It says right here, shall pay dues to be tendered in full at or before the regular monthly meeting in January. But somewhere else, I just saw February 28th.
February 28th. If they're not paid by then, you're removed from the roster. And all your privileges are gone.
It's just
that's pretty simple. If you haven't paid by February the 28th, the secretary, whoever's in charge of the roster, will remove you off the roster, and any privileges you may have with the club has been removed.
I think Jan's
that's pretty simple. The dues, it says right here. 7.8. New members will be prorated on a quarterly basis if registration occurs other than an annual renewal, i.e. when a member joins in April, dues will be 3/4 of the annual dues. And every board member should know this.
I understand how prorating works.
Okay, everybody should know this, because if somebody comes to any board members to pay their dues, you need to know how much to collect. It's not $20. Somebody come to you in January, February, or March, it's $20 for the fiscal year. It will end December the 31st, $20. But if they come to you in April, May, or June, it's not $20. It's only $15.
That's confusing as hell.
Yeah, but you got to know this, because if somebody hands you cash for memberships, that's what they got to do. You can't overcharge them. And that's why you need to know this. If they come to you in that's why I tell everybody, go to the website.
Exactly.
Go to the website. It tells you what months are you paying it. What month is it? Well, it's March.
I mean, can't you just pay through the website? I think I did.
Exactly. You go to the website, it's right there. The link's right there. You clicked on the month you're in, it's going to charge you the right amount. If you're going to collect cash from an individual, you need to know what month you're in. January, February, March, it's $20. April, May, June, it's $15. June, July, and August, it's $10.
Got it.
October, November, and December, it's only $5.
Okay.
But what if it's a senior? Well, then you got to cut that in half. October, November, and December, somebody's a senior, you're only going to collect $2.50. That's going to be his membership. But it's not $2.50. If you just got $2.50, you're breaking our bylaws or the dues. Paying in October, November, and December, you got to charge them the $2.50 for that fiscal year. But they must pay for the next fiscal year, which is $10 more. So you have to collect $12.50 for the next fiscal year plus October, November, December of the current year you're in. So I said, go to the website, tell them to click on the link. It's right there. It's going to bill you the right amount.
Even
So
if,
you don't
and
know
even if
our
they go to the
structure.
even if they go to the website and then decide they want to pay in cash, at least they can calculate the amount and then bring it to the next meeting.
You
Or
can do that.
or mail a check or whatever they prefer to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Let's don't beat on that too much. I've tried to send, and everybody should check and see if you haven't received a copy of the suggested amendments to the bylaws. Contact me and I'll make sure that I send it to you. We need to move on through the agenda. And Austin, you want to go ahead and read item 2?
Yeah, give me a second here. I didn't have that up. Give me one moment.
Yeah, hurry up, Austin.
Adam. All right, yeah. Item 2 is
I
moving
called you
forward
off.
with our new club president and the transition for Justin from vice president to president. I guess that's kind of gone over fairly smoothly. One of the things that I wanted to address with that, but I spoke with Dan, and I think I'm should be getting everything I need from him. Was just the paperwork that for the club that's supposed to be in my possession, and any kind of old all the old records and stuff, so that I can do my job better and help, and also hopefully, well, I don't know what's all available in that, but whatever is available in that, obviously we'll use to help us forward the club, move the club forward, and hopefully get us some more donations as well.
Back to number 2. Does that require a motion?
Yeah.
I don't think
Because
so.
we're acting as a board. Are we agreeing by common consent, or or is there a motion needed?
Go back here to the bylaws and look and see what it says real quick.
You're looking at item 4.02. I'll read it. The vice president shall assume the duties of the president in the absence of the same or at resignation by the president.
And that means if I'm sick or I'm not at a meeting, the vice president shall fill in.
Or at the resignation, or is it designation or resignation?
At the designation, if I ask you, if I'm at a meeting and I say, hey, will you run a meeting for me?
Yeah, I understand that part. I think the change that
I
they're trying
designate you to run it.
I think
That's
the
not if
change
I
that
didn't say
right,
anything about resignation in there.
that's one of the changes that's being proposed, that everybody understands that the vice president is going to act on behalf of the president in his absence, but they're changing the D to an R for in the case of the president resigns.
No, it's in here.
Yeah, I think that should be designation. I'm sorry, I was
Yeah.
reading number 2 on the agenda I sent in the email. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about 4.02 here. But yeah, well, they kind of go hand in hand, because Dan stepped down as president, so now Justin is the president of the club. But I think also, Dan, you remain a voting member of the board for another year.
As ex officio, right?
Right. And that's what I put in the agenda, was just anything that we need to do in relation to that change. But I guess there's not a whole lot to do. And we never had I thought we were supposed to have a meeting, at the beginning, before the beginning of this year, as the new board was coming on, so that we could all kind of get on the same page as far as what we're supposed to do as officers and stuff. But I mean, it's kind of right here in front of our face now what everybody's duties are. And my question is, what do we do as far as now we have a president, no vice president, and that's another thing that I put on that agenda was let me see, I'm losing this tab over here. What do we do and how do we fill open board positions throughout the year or add board members? Do we need to do that as a vote? And is that in the bylaws somewhere? Do we need to do that at monthly meeting?
The president, the president can add directors as needed.
That's directors, right? But Adam's talking about filling open positions.
Yeah, I guess what Dan is saying is you can just appoint people to the board as president. So that way we can fill up the other positions that, we don't have anybody for currently.
Majority vote.
Is it a majority vote to do that?
Of the Board of Trustees, yeah.
Oh, of the Board of Trustees.
And
Okay.
they will serve the remainder of the unexpired term.
Where are you reading that, Justin?
That is in 3.08. Right before the
vacancies of office. Okay. Yep.
Well, if that's the case, can I nominate Brian right now for a seat? He's the one that went through and looked through all the bylaws and made the comments and all of that. He's also the one that wants to step up and do our webmaster stuff.
Great. I'd be glad to appoint him as a webmaster, and if everyone's in agreement to
he's also the one that donated. He also donated our 2 years of Zoom for this.
1 year.
Add him as a director.
I would love to have him as an asset to the club.
All right, so you're making a motion to add him as a member?
Yes, please.
I have to.
All right, tell us his full name.
Brian Simmons. And he is K4ZSA. And he's an internet fraud consultant and very
RYAN Ryan Simmons.
Brian BRIAN.
Sorry, Brian.
He's ex-military and very knowledgeable guy. And active. He's very present at the meetings as well.
So yes.
So we have a motion from Jan to add Brian Simmons, K4ZSA, as a director or a board member. What's the right language?
Oh, you had to check with him.
Oh, he would be. Yeah, I can tell you that I can expect him to be honored and be happy to take the position.
Yeah, as a webmaster.
Yeah, webmaster, anything he can do to help, whatever label you want to put on it. But I definitely want him to feel like, he's needed and
well, it looks like if y'all vote to move Justin as the president tonight, that's what it says. The vacancy officer shall be filled by a majority of vote of the board. So y'all need a vote to move Justin to the president. We'll have the vice president open. You could approach Brian, see if he would like to be the vice president and take over the webmaster. And I can show him what we have going there.
Yeah, I'm sure that he'd be happy. I wanted him to be here for the meeting, but unfortunately he had a graduation or something he had to go to.
Yeah. On the donation, his company made a donation that paid for our Zoom meetings for another year, but he wanted to keep that anonymous. So
Yeah, he
why we
didn't tell
didn't-
me to keep it anonymous, so I apologize if I overstepped by telling you guys, but I wanted him to get kudos for it, you know?
yeah, but yeah, that's why it's not on our website as a donation, because he didn't want to post it up there.
Yeah. Well, it was benevolent, and I'm grateful for him.
Yes.
Okay, so Dan, if I understand it, you just made a motion for calling for a 2/3 vote.
Or I guess I made
No,
a
no,
motion.
for
To
to
fill
to
the,
vote president
to
for
fill
Justin
your,
to be the president.
right, to fill your position.
Yes. It doesn't have to be 2/3. It just says a majority vote of the board members.
Okay.
So it just has to be 51%.
Well, beside myself, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I kind of assumed, I thought it was in here that the vice president took that role.
It
Yeah,
is.
I thought you were in that role
President
as
permanently,
interim.
if the
No.
president is permanently absent, the vice president is permanently filling in. So but Justin is technically filling in permanently.
There you go.
Yeah. It says the president would if the president asked the vice president to fill his position because I'm sick or I couldn't make a meeting, then he could do that.
No, it
Or-
says absence or. So if if the vice president is absent, then the vice president is filling in.
Yeah.
Or the designation. So president is absent, so the vice president is filling in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But he's not the president. He does not have the president's title because he is not the president. He's just filling the position because the president is not present. If I'm in a hospital or the president's in a hospital, the vice president.
There is no president. The president resigned.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes. And
So
so
the
the
vice
vice
president is
president is
filling
still
in.
the vice president, but he is filling in for the president.
Yes, there's
But he is not the president.
right here.
We're still the
the-
vice president.
Yes, the vice president fills in. So
Yeah.
it's in the bylaws.
Yes, but what we're doing tonight is the board members is going to vote to make
To make
the
him
vice
full
president,
president.
make Justin the president, so he can have the title as president.
until the next session at the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, until it's time to vote again. Yeah, I vote to move him on up. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that,
figured he
that
was
seems
anyway.
the most kosher move.
And that also opens up the second half of Daniel's motion for
Brian.
Brian to be offered the role.
Yep. Somebody
vice
needs to reach
president.
out to Brian and see how he feels about it. And if he,
I tell you what, let me call him right now and see if he's available. I'll see if I can get him to join us.
and the same bylaw, if everybody or a majority vote of the board members can actually make him vice president, because there would be a vacancy. And Justin can appoint him webmaster. Don't have to vote on that. That's just an appointed position.
Well, that works for me. I vote for Justin for president.
All right.
Yeah, same here.
I vote as well.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah, same.
All right, that's done.
All right, so that's a simple majority, and thank you very much.
All right, I sent a message to Brian. We'll see if maybe he'll be real responsive.
Well, I'll go ahead and vote for Brian to get that position if he accepts it. We can go ahead and vote now if, you know.
I don't really want to elect him in absentia if he hasn't already agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need.
I was just saying pending his agreement.
Maybe let's propose it for this next meeting,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
and then that
Number
way we'll
3,
know.
So that brings us to item number 3 then. Thank you
Yep,
for
which
finishing that in
was
2.
working on solutions to fill open board positions,
Right.
which
Yeah.
we've essentially just done.
Yep. Oh, and one part of number 2, did Connor get set up with what he needs to fulfill his role as treasurer?
I've got passwords and so on and so forth like that, but I set up. We have not visited the bank yet, so I can check accounts. I can check the PayPal's, but not the legitimate bank accounts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to get you. Well, that's between you and Justin can work that out. Just set an appointment with each other and get to the bank and get you on there. I think that's all that needs to happen, right? Am I correct, Dan?
That's correct.
I am a signer, and I need to be there for him to be, for him to replace Dan on the account.
Yeah.
And all I need is a letter. Is that right, Dan? A letter stating when the change was authorized?
Yeah.
Yeah. At
And
what
had minutes
meeting or
from the
that?
October meeting.
Well, we're gonna call it the May meeting then, apparently.
Did you need me to draw up a letter?
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
should have one.
I have a copy of, I think of, or Dan has a copy of the previous letter. We just need to change the October to May and then I'll sign it and they won't ask for a copy of the minutes.
Okay.
They don't care.
But they will ask for the copy of the minutes.
Oh, they did? I don't remember that.
That's
Okay.
required.
They will. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
So since this is being recorded, I guess I need to type up minutes for the meeting?
No, that letter would be sufficient for the bank.
Oh, okay.
We got like a template. I'll point that out to you, Adam.
Okay.
So, let's see. Number 4, business to bring the officers up to speed on their duties. I think we're getting all that taken care of. Let's see.
Number 4 was committees.
Oh yeah, I missed 4.
Because we need, well, I mean, as our membership grows, we need to get committees together to get some things done or whatever things need done. And I just wanted to bring that up. However, we're going to do that. Maybe at the next regular monthly meeting, bring up committees again. There was supposed to be a committee for buying those radios. I guess I could send out an email for, I think it was myself, Jack, and maybe one other person that wanted to be on the committee for that.
And yeah, I mentioned it. Yeah. But we were talking about upcoming projects and things like that as well.
Yeah. So
we just never got to meet about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
No, we discovered we had everything that we needed.
Right.
Or we had everything on hand.
That doesn't keep us from planning ahead, including upgrades or replacement of damaged or broken equipment, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I recognize that we need to make that a regular thing, whether we meet monthly for it or we just meet. I don't think it breaks sunshine laws to talk about what project we're working on, and like for instance the coax replacement on the bridge. We got to decide what type, how much, what the cost would be, when it would best be done, et cetera, so that we can we can map that out in writing and present it to the, as a information to the at a meeting. Now, Dan, help me out, dude. Once we do something like that, do we have to ask the membership for the money, or do we just depend on the board to be able to do it?
No, just the board vote.
Yeah, we're just going to tell them what we're doing and what it's costing. We're not going to make it a secret and people get, crazy about it.
Hey, real quick, can you guys refresh my memory? I know that we need coax on the 760 machine. What's the 315 receive issue? Is that a coax issue as well, or antenna replacement?
That's duplexers.
Duplexer, okay.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it sounds amazing. It just has a real stingy receiver, and I'm sorry, I was having a brain fart. I couldn't remember what the issue was.
No, it's been hit by lightning multiple times, and it is difficult to get the proper equipment up there to adjust those duplexers. The equipment's heavy, bulky. Get a
replacement duplexers are just as bulky.
I got you.
Yeah,
Well,
they're just.
I just wanted to ask. I couldn't remember what the issue was with that. You guys, please carry on.
Yeah, they're working, but they probably need to be retuned. If they wasn't working, the repeater wouldn't be working. But they probably need to be retuned. They've been up there forever, and we know it's been struck by lightning. The antenna we took down was just completely dead. But yeah, that's what's wrong with the duplexers. But we do have an antenna up there that we could use for the transmit, and we could set it 20, 40 foot down from the top of the tower, mount it on a handrail, and run a separate transmission line to it. And that would probably improve the receive. The transmit would probably be about the same. It might be lacking towards Nassau County.
Yeah, the transmit sounds great. It's just scratchy for me and even scratchier for people in Orange Park, but Adam sounds amazing on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a ICOM repeater, commercial unit.
All right, well, sorry, I didn't mean to derail or waste time. You guys go ahead with your thing. I just wanted to ask while we were at it on our minds.
No.
So we're looking for 200 feet of coax for the 760 receiver, right?
Yeah, probably about 250.
To hook it up to the higher antenna.
Yes.
To put it back where it was.
Yeah.
And it's just receive only, so just cheap coax or what?
From RG
213
or something.
You want low loss because that's a long run of coax.
Yeah, that's
right. But I'm just saying, but being receive only, what's our best bet for economical?
Probably LMR 400 or 9913 or something. I don't like using anything with foil. That's going to be in a duplex situation.
Right.
But I don't ever foresee that being transmitting and receiving at the same time. It's just a strictly receive antenna.
I forget how much half-inch helix or 5/8 inch helix I have in my shed.
Do you have 250 feet?
I mean, is it close or is it 80 feet?
I'd have to stretch it out. I don't. It's in two pieces. That we got it as a gift because somebody cut a roll and Ben gave the two pieces to me and we just haven't ever had a chance to do anything with it because we haven't needed it at any of the sites.
Well,
the only problem with that is getting that
up there
on that site.
That's a lot bulkier. You're right.
Yeah, that seems like It would probably last forever and be great, but cumbersome.
Well, you could always, well, depends on how you get up there, but, you can leave the roll at the bottom and have someone just pull it up like you're pulling a rope or a hose up.
Just the weight of that, you'd have to have
Yeah.
something connected to it to winch it up
Mhm.
because it just,
Alex
you-
is talking about getting his pilot's license.
yeah,
Yeah, you'd need some kind of block and tackle to
short of a
Yeah.
helicopter, you're not pulling that heliax.
that can't slip out of your hand and all go crashing back down.
Yeah.
So just probably LMR 400 be sufficient for receive.
So we're probably realistically looking at about $400, right?
Yeah. That or what is that other one? 9913, something like that.
What, or 2213 or RG213? What is it? There's something that I was seeing for about $1.30, $1.35 a foot.
Yep, 213.
It's that small and super flexible. It would go over somebody's shoulder in a climbing situation a hell of a lot easier than something big and stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For receive only, we don't need anything like big, do we?
No. Well, you're looking at loss.
Yeah, I want to say 213 is comparable to 400 for loss, isn't it?
It's similar.
Similar,
yeah.
Yeah, for VHF, it may similar, yeah.
Yeah, so you figure if that's similar, but a much smaller, pliable, lightweight, easier to get up there with, I vote, let's go cheap as we can with that. I want to say DX Engineering, but the biggest thing is, do we buy a 500-foot roll and save a little bit of money? Do we find somebody who wants 100 feet of it, or and try and piece a roll out and save the club money? What do we do there?
Yeah.
Because if you just go order 250 feet, you're going to pay a premium, Anybody need 100 feet?
I guess we all could use about 100 feet of it, but at some point.
Oh,
Yep.
that's another thing that Brian's working on. I'll speak for him, is our ability to do raffles. And imagine if we could raffle off a 100-foot whip of coax or something,
Yeah. Adam's working on that.
Yep. I just need to get the updated address and everything, the information to input with the Department of Agriculture, and I will get us our permit so that we can start our fundraisers from them. And then we may need to check with the city or the county as far as doing public fundraisers here. We may have one other permit we need to get, but the one from the Department of Agriculture is free, and I'm working on that. I just need to get some basic information, and that'll be done in moments.
Yeah.
Well, if I can speak from any kind of somewhat similar experience with the Elks Lodge, we didn't jump through any of those hoops as a nonprofit. It wasn't anything like real rigorous to go through. So hopefully that'll be easy, but I definitely think some 50/50s would make us some money.
No doubt. And once we get that permit, we could have a GoFundMe. Say we need 250 foot of coax for the 7.6 machine on the Dames Point Bridge. Start us a GoFundMe with PayPal. Put it on the website. Hey.
Yeah, well,
We
I would like to try to just put our crosshairs on what we need, come up with a price and a pickle jar at every meeting and function and everything, and have a small targeted amount. And every meeting we color in a little bit more of the thermometer or whatever, and have a goal. And people are like, here's $10, here's $15, whatever.
Yeah.
But eventually we're going to end up after a month or two with enough money for the coax,
I have all the accounts set up for doing everything. We got a Stripe account. We've got, I don't know, several different nonprofit organizations accounts already set up. We just can't run these campaigns. We might be a nonprofit, but we don't. Yeah, we can't do it because we don't have permits. We can't go out here and solicit money without being registered with the state to do so. You think you can, but you can't. You can't have raffles. You can't ask for money. People can give us money, but we can't solicit until we get that permit. Once a club gets that permit, we can solicit the hell out of money. But we'll eventually get to that point.
Yeah,
And it's crazy. It's like the 50-50. I just got my thing here from the Moose Lodge, $25,000 raffle they're going to have here in July. And I don't know what state they're in, but just like here in Florida, you cannot sell a raffle ticket. They're giving away a lot of money, $25,000 and $25,000. So that's $50,000 and $10,000, $5,000, $4,000, $3,000, $2,000 and $1,000 prize. So 50, 60, close to $70,000, $75,000 they're giving away. But they cannot charge for a ticket.
Yeah, all I need is the as of right now, is the new address and phone number for mailing address and phone number for the club, which I have the phone number. And I guess the new address is going to be Justin's address.
It's on the website.
Is it on there? Okay, well, I'll get this all filled out and get it done tonight, so that that's finished.
Awesome.
But yeah, these tickets is basically free. It's hard to believe you can give free tickets away to get $25,000.
Hey, I got a question. I'm looking at the list of people in this meeting. Who is Jacksonville Range? Whose profile is that?
That's the club. That's the reason we're all in this meeting. I went into our account and started the meeting.
Okay.
It's the
It didn't look like
host.
anybody else has started it.
Yeah.
I got you. I was just curious.
Thank you, Daniel.
I logged in and nobody started a meeting yet. And it was right at 8 o'clock. And I said, well, shoot, I guess I'll go start the meeting.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I was trying to get it open and with no success. So thanks.
You got to log in as Jacksonville Range through our Google account and log into Zoom.
Yeah, I just use the link in the email, and I should have used the.
Well, were you logged in as Jacksonville Range, or you logged in as Justin Ellis or somebody else?
I was trying to log in as myself. Yeah,
that won't work. You have to be logged in as Jacksonville Range.
That's for it to record. Also, I got it. Okay.
Well, it will. I think it would automatically start during a monthly meeting. It's scheduled to start those meetings automatically.
Right.
I could be wrong. But if you're going to start a meeting anytime, you have to go in there and manually start it.
Yeah, that was the difficulty, trying to get the meeting to start.
Yeah.
Except
you
that
wasn't logged in as Jacksonville Range.
Right.
So yeah, to answer your question, I think that's Jan asked it. That is somebody's logged in as Jacksonville Range underneath our Google account.
I got you. Yeah, I was confused because you're already in there as well. I didn't know if it was somebody using that profile.
That was me. Logged in to start the meeting. And I don't have a camera on this computer. It's my desktop.
But, all right. Yeah. So what else we got?
Functionally, or operationally, anyway. We had to change the name in Sunbiz.
No,
We're still
do you mean change the
DBA
name?
Jacksonville.
No, the holder of the person, the holder of the named person in Sunbiz, Daniel. The
No,
contact person.
The trustee.
no.
And do we
We
did you
change all the directors.
right?
Yeah, Sunbiz is still registered underneath Jacksonville Range Association.
Right, okay.
That
Yeah.
won't never change unless you
We needed
merge
a
the corporation.
since Daniel stepped down as trustee, I offered myself as trustee. It has to be approved by the board.
Yep, you got that paper.
Right.
So is
Okay.
that something everybody's got to sign, or you just take a vote at the meeting and you fill the paperwork out? Justin?
That's also for ARRL, correct? Yeah. For insurance purposes as well.
Okay, so we just need to take a vote and vote you as for the replacement trustee.
That's what I believe, yeah.
I motion to do it. Let's get it done.
Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, let's do it to it.
That sounded
Yep,
like
same here.
sounded like a second. Okay. Is everyone in favor then?
Yeah.
Yep, aye.
Good.
I'll abstain from that vote.
That's fine.
There won't be any conflict.
So we have ayes from Jan, Connor, Austin, Billy, and Rajesh.
You mean Adam?
I'm sorry, Adam. I keep saying Austin. I'm
Another
so
few-
sorry, Adam.
Another
It's-
few years, dude. He'll get it.
I'll try. I'll definitely try. Rajesh, are you abstaining or did you vote aye?
He said aye.
Okay,
said
thank
aye.
you. All right, perfect. All right, that closes that part of the business. Any other the last item, any other operational items that need to be brought, speak now.
I think
Well,
that's it.
I've got my UHF Motorola repeater up for sale.
Yeah, I almost bought it from you just to use for the club.
I've got several people. Dwayne from Nassau County.
I motioned that we
what are you
buy it.
asking for it?
800. But I will make a donation. I mean, if the club buys it, I'll donate $200 back to the club. But I've had Miller Norton call me on it. Talk to him. He doesn't have money right now. Dwayne's want me to give him a deal. I haven't give him a family deal yet, which I'm not. It's going $800 is a deal. And I got a VHF version too. I hadn't advertised yet. But yeah, if the club wanted to buy it, I'd sell it and essentially donate $200 back to the club. So
To be honest with you, I don't see why the club needs another UHF repeater.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
You don't.
Oh,
It would be a replacement for the DR1X that you have in line for the 7.6 or the 6.75. But no, you already have one that's up and running. So. Just throwing it out there.
I wish that we could get more people to use it. I love that 675 machine, but I throw my call sign out on it every day. It's a ghost town. But she works good. She works really good. I'm proud of it. I think she'll last forever too with the extra fans and everything else. But I tell you, with the lack of traffic, I don't feel like we should invest in another one right now.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was UHF. I heard my brain heard VHF, and I thought I don't know, maybe I looked at the wrong thing. But yeah, if that's running fine, I don't see a reason to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's only running 20 watts and she's got 3 fans. It looks like the last 10 minutes of an A-Team episode. I mean, she got a million holes in her and fans all over. I feel like it will last forever unless something happens to it physically.
What's the how many watts is that that Motorola? That's 100 watts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
100 watt continuous.
Hmm.
And it could be set down to 25, I think. So from 25 to 100 is adjustability on it.
So anything in between 25 and 100, or is that just the 2 settings?
Anything in between.
Okay, because I was thinking if you ran 100, it might the possibility it becomes an alligator.
Now you can set it 53, 75, 70, 30,
Okay.
anywhere in between.
Yeah, so we can tune it to match our receive capabilities from that location, and not that we would drive the thing, and we'd have a longer usable life. Because it's not blasting 100 watt continuous if it doesn't have to.
Yeah. But that's all I have. So.
All right, so we're gonna start.
That's not
We're
the
gonna
only
start
thing
actively looking for the coax, and how are the 2 Motorola's and the controller going for the 760?
I was just about to mention that the Ideomatic that we hooked up to them had the magic smoke, and Dan ordered a replacement.
Yeah, I got it yesterday.
Cool.
So I'll work on that tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm anxious to get the audio quality back together on the 760. If that isn't going to materialize, I need to just get up and go up there and swap out. Or no, Dan, you have the other Kenwood right now, I believe, the one that will tone. But yeah, it's a shame because she's running good. She just sounds like crap.
Okay, Dan. So you can you say you just got that one. If I can help you with any of it this weekend, I'll jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got to get my truck back together. And the parts are on the way. Yay! All right, that's everything we had on the agenda. Is there any other discussion, news, anything that from anyone? It's going on 9:45 right now.
Nope, that's it.
So I'll start hunting a good deal on 250 feet of coax without the foil.
And then let's vote on it and get that done.
At least have it on hand for the next time DOT shuts the bridge down. I think Jacob and Kayla run right up there for us. Again. So that's all for me.
Okay,
sounds
so
great.
we then all we need is a motion to adjourn. And a
I
second.
motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
There's a second. Everybody in favor?
I'm
say
in
good night.
favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank everybody for showing up.
All right.
Yeah,
A good
thanks for
evening.
hosting it. Thanks for powering through and figuring out how these fandangled electronics work.
There you go.
All right, you fellas have a good night. Thank you.
All right. Good night,
Sure.
Damon.
All
Good
right,
night,
bye.
everyone.
Good night,
All right,
everyone.
good night, y'all.
Night, John boy.